They were doing NFL player props and just an entire video here now talking about Thrive Fantasy. Now, I'm still going to make a prize picks video for the Super Bowl, but I wanted to make this video for you guys because I have been playing Thrive Fantasy a lot. I wanted to share it with you guys. Thrive Fantasy has the highest multipliers in the game, and currently, before the Super Bowl, up until kickoff, they have 2 free props here for new users only. We got the Jalen Hurts free square here at 0.5 pass yards, and then as well as Patrick Mahomes, 0.5 pass yards as well. 2 free squares for new users. If you are not yet signed up for Thrive Fantasy, there is a link in the description below of this video to sign up. You can click on that link and sign up, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. They will match 100% of your first deposit as well to play Thrive Fantasy here. Like I said, the highest multipliers in the game. But let's get into it, you guys. I want to show you guys a couple things. First, the prop lobby. Like I said, the highest multipliers in the game here. We're targeting the Super Bowl NFL props here, Philadelphia versus Kansas City. But a breakdown kind of how it works here on Thrive Fantasy is 2 of 2 correct is 3.2x your entry amount. 3 of 3 correct is 5.2x your entry amount. 4 of 4 correct is 10.2x your entry amount. And then 5 of 5 correct is going to be 20.2x your entry amount. Right, so you can see here just on these multipliers, the 0.2, the 0.2, the 0.2, the 0.2 are all the highest multipliers in the industry here as far as just platforms where you can choose player props on. And yeah, you get those 2 free squares to add to. You can add them up to 5-leg parlays here on Thrive Fantasy. So really just need to hit 4 of 4, doing 20.2x your entry amount essentially. But I just want to talk about 2 plays here that I'm looking at here on Thrive Fantasy. For this game or a Super Bowl game. I guess technically I'm gonna give you guys 3 props. I'm gonna give you guys 3 props actually. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. The first one I'm kind of targeting here is going to be Jerick McKinnon less than 43.5 rush plus receiving yards here. Now Jerick McKinnon rushing stats have kind of gone out the window. I mean, Isaiah Pacheco has kind of dominated these snaps over the last couple of weeks. If we take a look at the last 2 playoff games, Isaiah Pacheco had 10 carries for 26 yards and 6 targets, 5 receptions for 59 yards. Again, the receiving work is really the work that Jerick McKinnon was getting earlier in the season. And then in that divisional game, he had 12 carries for 95 yards as well as a target for 6 yards. If we take a look at Jerick McKinnon's game log, he only had 4 rushing attempts in that AFC Championship game for 1 yard and had 4 targets, 2 catches for 17 yards. In that AFC divisional round, he had 11 carries in that game for 25 yards, but then no receiving work. I think in this game, they're going to definitely rely on Isaiah Pacheco, obviously, based on the pressure and what's going on in this game. They're going to go with, I think, what their most useful and most efficient running back is, and that is Isaiah Pacheco. So I'm fading Jerick McKinnon here under 43.5 rush plus receiving yards. The other prop here that I'm looking at from the Chiefs is going to be a receiving yards prop, and I'm looking at Noah Gray over 12.5 receiving yards here on Thrive Fantasy. I like this play for a few reasons. One, we know that the Eagles are pretty stout defensively against wide receivers. I mean, the Eagles on the season here giving up the 6th fewest total receiving yards to wide receivers. Catch percentage here, 3rd lowest catch percentage, and then yards per throw to wide receivers as well. The Eagles here, 4th lowest yards per throw to the wide receiver position, which I think should open up things for the tight ends. Obviously, Travis Kelce is a tight end, and he's going to get a ton of usage and ton of volume here. But Noah Gray here is a sneaky play, in my opinion, at 12.5 receiving yards. We can see here he's hit this, including the playoffs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times this season. He had 22 catches, or 2 targets, 1 catch for 27 yards against Jacksonville, and he had a catch for 4 yards against Cincinnati. Obviously, this is somewhat of a risky play because the volume is just not there. He has been seeing at least 1 target in every single game here, and possibly maybe 2 in this matchup. So I do like the risk to reward ratio here for Noah Gray over 12.5 receiving yards. And then another prop for the other side of the football, or I guess the other team, I'm looking at Miles Sanders less than 4.5 reception yards. Now, it is a matchup against the Chiefs, which they do give up on the season the 2nd most targets to this running back position, right? Miles Sanders here, 146 total targets to the running back position this season. But Miles Sanders, as far as just receiving work, has not seen much receiving work at all. He had 1 target, 1 catch for 3 receiving yards against San Francisco. But before that, had 2 games here without any targets, 1 target here. Had really seen 3 straight games before that with 0 catches here. On the season, has really only hit the over on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And what are we at? Game 19. So 11 of 19 times he's hit the under on this. And then also because Kenneth Gainwell is really seeing a ton of work out that backfield. Let's take a look at Kenneth Gainwell, his game log. He has been seeing a ton of receiving work out of that backfield for the Eagles. You can see here 3 targets, 2 targets, 1 target. I mean, he's hit the over on this in 6 straight games. So I definitely think in kind of passing situations like that, they will be looking to target Kenneth Gainwell more than Miles Sanders. Obviously, Miles Sanders is looking to run the ball for the Eagles, but I like Miles Sanders under 4.5 reception yards. Obviously, there is some risk to these plays here. But if you, for example, this is a 3 prop, so it would be 5.2x my entry amount. I'm going to go ahead here and lock this in. I'm going to enter $5. 5.2x of $5 is $26. So, like I said, the highest multipliers in the game here. I'm going to go ahead and lock this in and play that. I also wanted to show you guys here another super fun thing or aspect about Thrive Fantasy as well is these contests, right? These player pool contests. You can see here, if we're going to sort this by $1 to $5, and we're going to enter this $5 Super Bowl rush, right? $2,500 prize pool, 149 of 555 entries here. So basically, this is super interesting how this works. So they give you 20 options, right, for player props, right? In the less probable prop to occur, the more points you receive. If you choose correctly, athletes must play at least 1 snap to qualify. So basically, you're going to pick 10 of these, and you're going up against another 555 people. Obviously, 150 people have already entered this. So, for example, like I like Patrick Mahomes. I like them more on this, right? But, like, for example, I would say Juju Smith, I like less than 50.5 receiving yards. Valdez-Scantling, I kind of like more, right? It's 100, right? So these are like, for example, you'd want to maybe target this one because more or less it's still 100 points, whichever hits. Butker, maybe 8.5 total fantasy points. I like less. Jalen Hurts, pass plus rush yards, I like more. But see, the more probable is actually less, so you'd receive 110. For example, maybe Miles Sanders here. I kind of like Miles Sanders more than a total touchdown. I like Devonta Smith less than a total touchdown. Like I like Kenneth Gainwell. I like his less than rush yards here. I like Dallas Goedert. Love Dallas Goedert here over 3.5 total receptions. 9 out of 10 field. We're looking at one more here. Man, I'm kind of like, I kind of want to go Juju Smith-Schuster less than 75. Less than 0.5 total reception touchdown. So I picked 10 out of 10. My maximum points is 895. An ice prop here, which is in case of emergency prop, we can pick one more here. And I'm actually going to take Isaiah Pacheco over 42.5 receiving yards, right? So these combined here, 895 maximum points. I'm going to go ahead and submit this for a $5 entry for this player pool contest on Thrive Fantasy. You can see here the breakdown. Oh, I need to select one more ice prop. Let's go Travis Kelce over 6.5 total receptions. Or actually, let's go Travis Kelce less than 78.5 reception yards. Or actually, yeah, let's go Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions. It's a little bit safer. So basically, here's the prize breakdown here. If you finish in the top 122, you get $5. You win $5 here. Well, you win your entry amount plus $5 here. So I'm going to go ahead and submit this here. We'll lock this in. Right, 5 entries, paid now, and I locked that in. But they have a ton of different contests similar to that. It's definitely a super interesting and different concept that are on compared to a lot of other platforms here. But yeah, just wanted to share this with you guys. The free squares here on Thrive Fantasy. Use promo code TUFF, or you can use the link in the description below of this video. Super Bowl Sunday should be a fun one. A lot of betting going on for that game. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about this. Thrive Fantasy, link in the description, promo code TUFF. Hit the subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and as always, let's cash.